Jordan?
Right. Okay. Well, my topic, I guess we can.
Wait, when did you come up with this?
5 minutes before.
Not
Was
even.
it even that?
Not even.
I think it was like 2 minutes before he hit going over to this, but it's one that I had in my note thing on my phone.
Sure.
So like it.
Sure.
Okay, so basically, when I was out in California, this idea popped in my head, and I was like, because I mean, my cousin has kids, right? And I was thinking about things that I remember from their age or whatever, like just some memories that I had. And one of his kids is 3, and one is 5. So this is really weird. It was like a weird experience. I specifically remember when I was 4. We were on vacation in the Black Hills. Okay? And, you know, there's a big macho 4-year-old at a campground.
Huge.
Thought
Huge.
that I would be able to pick up this rock. And I told my brother, I go, hey, Connor, I'm going to throw this rock over your head. And so, you know, big macho 4-year-old. This rock was like this big, dude. But realistically, looking back on it, probably like this, maybe. But in my mind, it was like a boulder, right?
It's not just a boulder.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
So
I'm trying to figure out where this conversation question comes in.
This is how Jordan got first-degree murder as a 4-year-old.
So you obviously hit your brother in the head with the rock.
yes, and he had to go to the ER and get his head glued shut. But my question for you guys, and this is where this is going, is what is something that you remember doing as a child, like a really, like when you were young, like just a memory you had that you look back on it and you're like, what in God's name was I thinking? Because that's probably the stupidest thing I could have done. And I would just love to know, because like mine, obviously picking up this rock and just yeeting it over my brother's head, and then it just cracked right on top of his skull. And that might explain a few things now, but he threw a baseball bat at me. He got me back. So we
Nice.
that got me right in the back of the head in the backyard.
The first one that comes to mind, I can't say. So
Wait, hold up. Now I want to know.
I'll
You
tell
can't
off,
say
I'll
that.
tell you off stream.
No, well now I need to know.
But does
I'll tell
everyone
you.
else
Like-
need to
Like,
know?
is it illegal?
I think we would get in trouble on Twitch.
I'm pretty sure
actually.
statute of limitations is far gone by this
No,
point.
I think
but
we would legit get in trouble on Twitch for this.
word it
Oh,
differently.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Dan
I know
knows.
what you're
Dan knows
talking
what I'm
about.
I told it to him yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, I've heard this story.
And
a
I
couple
don't
times.
think I don't think we. I think
No.
we'd get in trouble.
I literally legitimately told you don't say that on Twitch.
I know. Yeah.
Well, hold up. Now
So
I
we're
need
not
to
doing
know.
this.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait till afterwards. But
How about this? I'll tell Jordan off stream tonight, and then if Jordan says yeah, it's okay to stay, then next week we'll bring it up really quick.
Just don't do it.
Or I could just talk about it on my stream tonight.
Or that too. So but
Not
yeah,
in
I
today's
don't think
climate,
it is.
no.
Is it like a race thing?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
oh,
Oh, that? Yeah, no.
You need to
no,
just
you
stop
don't-
right now,
You
dude.
should just stop. You really should.
Yep. No, that's what I'm gonna.
You were like 3, right?
Yeah.
oh.
Okay,
You're-
well, hold on.
You're like
If you're
4,
three-
It
okay?
was like 5th grade.
Okay.
No, this was
What,
5th
fifth
grade? It was
grade?
older.
So you would have been
getting
in
older
5th
now.
grade. You would be like, what,
Last
11 or
year.
12?
That was 5th grade.
Trevor
Okay.
says last
No,
year.
4th grade. My bad. 4th grade.
4th grade.
Because it's 2
Fourth
years
grade.
before I moved. So.
4th grade.
So, what is your real answer?
Well, I think he's not going to tell us the real answer.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save you.
Yeah. No.
Here,
I was gonna say.
I got one. I'll save Logan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It's just like accidental. It's not
yeah.
a
No.
bad
Yeah,
It
thing,
wasn't
but
bad. It wasn't bad.
Well, I mean, mine, I was stupid. You know, all kids jump on the bed when they're little, even though they're told not to.
One fell off and bumped his head.
That was Tim. But my
there was
parent-
only one.
But my parents had a knob dresser, and I hit every knob on the way down. My mom says it was the funniest noise she ever heard in her life. When she
Just like
yeah, once she realized I was gonna be okay, she said it was
Plus
the
the
funniest
crying
noise she
Tim.
ever heard.
it just thunk, 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 thunk.
Yeah, I think I was wrestling my cousin, and my avoidance maneuver was just bail, and I jumped backwards off and the back of my head hit every knob on the way down. Yeah, so that'd probably be mine.
That's
Like-
funny.
I don't know why I thought jumping backwards was a good move, but here we are.
That's funny.
I mean, I have quite a few, but
You have a lot of things that you did as a child that you're just like, why?
yeah.
Because that was the first one that popped into my head. And the whole reason why that thought
Not
even
necessarily
popped in
why,
was-
like, just looking back on it, that was dumb. Not crazy stuff, but accidents, kind of, you know?
Well, like what, though? Like, well, this is a topic. We need examples here, Dan.
Let's see. When was this? I was in middle school.
Ooh.
And I was at my cousin's house, and we were like, they're on a little bit of a hill, not like super steep or anything, but and we were just taking turns riding our bike and stuff, and we're going down said hill, and I was going pretty fast,
I love
I'm
where
like,
this is going.
there's a street ahead of me, and I don't know if there was a car or I saw a car coming or something. I was like, all right, I need to stop, and I pushed the wrong set of brakes.
Front.
Pushed the front brakes. And I flew and broke my wrist.
Oh no.
Did it move in slow motion when you were flying?
Yeah. I mean, it was
I
fun
believe-
until I hit the ground. And it kind of hurt. But yeah, then I broke my wrist and had to have a cast and played a whole football season with a cast on.
Did you club people with it at least?
No, I didn't.
I
Everyone claimed that I clubbed people. I was just like, I just played football, dude. I didn't swing it around or anything.
See,
but
my
they
whole
always tried to
thing-
get me in trouble.
Like when I was in, when did we start tackle football for NYFL? Is that 5th grade?
Usually.
6th grade?
Yeah.
It can be 3rd or 4th.
Tackle-
I started 5th grade.
Tackle
though.
5th grade, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so I ended up getting like an arm pad that I played on the line. And so anytime the ball would get snapped, my first move would be I'd take this arm pad because it wasn't going to hurt me, and I would just drill the bottom of the face mask.
Wait, so you just wore an arm pad just to wear an arm pad?
No, because I would hit people with it. And
Wait, you wore an
You
arm
should
pad
have
just to wear an arm pad?
so it wouldn't hurt me.
You were that kid.
I was the kid that like would snap your
You're
head
the
back.
kid who pulls out brass knuckles.
You're the kid that does like the pinches leg hair in the piles, and will grab people and like pinch them just what the refs can't see. Like you were that kid.
Why are you going to pinching?
Because that's what happened. I had a guy on my team that did that. We'd go into piles and he'd immediately grab like nipples or like legs.
Wait, how are you gonna? You're wearing
Hold on,
shoes.
with the pads, the shoulder.
He would go like literally. I'm
Up
not
and
even
under?
kidding. So I remember very distinctly this one game. He did it, and the other guy got up, and he's like, "What the heck, ref? He's grabbing my nipple." And the ref's like,
What?
and so the guy comes back to like we're huddling, and he's like, "Yeah, I totally did that."
That's so messed up. I'm sorry. I got a conversation. Like football stories, so we're just talking about football. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is this your?
Storm Lake.
Oh, I thought it was
Storm Lake. No. I'm on the line or whatever, and like play. Ball's hiked, and all of a sudden this guy just drops it. Woo! Right in the nuts. I'm like, oh.
Why? Why did he do
I don't
that?
know. What a jerk. This happened to my brother one time too, and when he played football, I'm like,
Was it by Storm Lake? We're like
probably.
Jones.
I don't know.
Gotta get him.
What a jerk. Like, come on.
What a basic white guy name. We can beat him up.
I thought this was gonna be your blindside hit where
No, that one was bad too, though.
you told us this at Wings, and I
We
never
did.
laughed harder.
We don't need to talk about that.
Oh, hold on. No. Let's not.
That's not part of the conversation.
It is now.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is now, sir.
So we were playing Sheldon, and I was outside linebacker, and it was like a sweep to the left or whatever. So I'm running to my right, and they had a wideout out there, and our cornerback who is on him is supposed to yell out that a crack block is coming if a crack block is coming. Which means instead of him going straight out at the cornerback, he just cuts right back into the play and hits the oncoming
Yeah.
linebacker
Yep.
for block. And Ty Wilson, who was a cornerback, didn't say a dang thing. I just got leveled, blindsided, leveled, hit so hard that my butthole hurt. Like it was a full body stinger. I felt it everywhere, and that's just where it ended up. Okay.
So you got hit in the chest
from the side,
just
leveled, hit hard, hit ground hard, like my whole body hurt.
And it hurt your booty cheeks.
No, not
Like
cheeks.
full butthole, okay? Don't ask me how that works, but it did. It
Dan's over here
was
like,
terrible.
holy crap, that's a whole lot of pain.
Yeah. It was not good.
Oh,
Don't worry. I leveled that kid. He tried it again the next play, and I leveled that kid, so don't worry about it. But
Did you at least send him to the hospital?
I was very, very angry with my teammate.
I bet.
So
Did you send him to the hospital?
I wish.
Dang.
I wish.
There was one time I actually did have someone, like, they actually had to get the ambulance on the field because of what I did to a kid, and I kind of felt bad because I was, like, in 4th grade or something like that, like 4th or 5th grade.
he was playing flag football, and
No, it was with the thing. Like, I ended up hitting the kid so hard that his helmet, like, hit his spine, like oh my God. Like, I don't know, I felt like
You're
I
not
almost...
supposed to lead with the head.
That is true.
or your forearm pad.
He probably hit him
That's
like that.
that's how I got through the line, though, because they weren't going to hit me back if I drilled their helmet.
But whatever.
Let's be
No.
real here.
Going back
Weston.
outside the football, going
Yeah.
back to that stuff
I
or
feel like
whatever
we
your
could have a
question
whole
was.
discussion about football
I have-
stories.
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah, I have
we could.
one before we go to Weston. Sorry.
Oh.
This is embarrassing because it was like in 9th grade. I
God,
just
you
got
were
my
old.
Yeah, I just got like my permit. You know, is that when we got permit or 8th grade? I don't remember.
Yeah.
8th or 9th, yeah, typically.
Whatever.
Yeah, it depends on how old you were in the grade.
But coming home from church one day, I drove my dad's old truck home because I needed experience or whatever. It was the first time. And I had flip-flops on. And it slipped off my foot when I was pulling into the driveway.
Did you
and-
drill your dad's car?
No, and I tried to pick it up, and I hit the gas on accident and went through the garage door.
For it.
That was bad.
Mom, I'm home.
That was real bad. But that was a stupid one for me. But
I mean, that's one way to make an entrance, I suppose, right?
I think the garage door's broken.
all you, Weston. All you.
Dan's like, enough about me.
Dan's like, I see. I could go on and on about stupid stuff I did as a kid, and we could go all day. But yeah, Weston, what's yours, buddy?
So, probably one of the dumbest things that I did as a child, just one of. I also have a long slew of them.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when I was really young, I guess that never changed, but from a very young age, fascinated with superheroes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, out in front of my grandmother's house, there was a big tree, okay? And I loved climbing it and pretending I was a superhero that's going to go save people, okay? So I would run along the branches, jump off onto the garage or some other building, and then I would actually jump off the building and actually try to pretend like I was saving someone.
How did you not die?
That's what I want to
Parkour.
know.
Parkour.
Like, I had so
Parkour,
many
parkour.
scrapes and scratches. And eventually, I don't know when, but it was like I'd done this for like 2 or 3 summers because that's when I used to go down and visit my grandmother. There was one summer where I got up on top of the tree, was running. I broke the branch, and I just went down and just nailed it hardcore. Like, I'm pretty sure I twisted an ankle or sprained it or something. My grandmother just said, suck it up, because I was stupid for doing it. Now, this was when I was like maybe 6 or 7 at this time when this happened. So,
Okay.
well, of course, that was not enough to deter me from doing it again. The problem was, next time I went up there, I didn't realize this, but I was terrified of falling. So I was sitting there like holding onto the branch and crying. So my grandmother had to get a ladder, come up, and actually like carry me down.
Grandma saves the day.
Do you know what this reminds me of? And you might be able to tell the story better than me.
Grandma climb tree?
He said a ladder.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
might know this better than me, but John's wife, Brittany, when she was younger, ate like a berry off of a plant.
I don't know the story.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of just throw her under the bus here because
Okay.
it reminds me. When she was probably about that age, I'm guessing, and maybe you guys know it, apparently she ate a berry that was poisonous, or ate a plant that was poisonous, and had to go get her stomach pumped.
Oh.
And
Yeah, I don't know that
like
story.
2 or 3 days later, did it again.
That's funny.
No
that's
sympathy.
what that reminds me of. Like, you do something stupid once and you don't think of it. You just like, hey, you know what? Let me go back. You know.
No, I look back and I know I was stupid for it way back then.
I wish I remembered the exact story with her, but it kind of reminds me of
I
that.
mean, I was just having fun imagining a 6-year-old Weston because even though he was 6, he still had a full beard.
Yeah, you know, I actually had the same thought. It's like his face now was like a little tiny body.
Makes you feel any better? I had a Batman cape on.
Yes.
Like a little cowl, one of those things that just
Oh,
wraps over the
heck
top
yeah.
and went down.
Hey.
And that's how I'd run across the trees.
For our Halloween episode, could you wear your Batman suit the whole time?
A young
No.
Bruce
Dude, I
Wayne.
feel like we should do that for Halloween.
A Halloween episode.
We definitely need to wear some sort of a costume. Absolutely. What day of the week is Halloween even on?
I think it's a Sunday this year. So
Is it? Okay, so
We'll do it like November
that works
1st.
okay, but yeah, so that also kind of reminds me of my sister when I was in 7th grade and I'm 9 years older than she is, so someone can do the math and figure out about,
Preschool.
It'd be about that, yeah. So I mean, young, right? She was playing Supergirl in the house and jumped off of an end table thinking she could fly, and broke her arm.
You know, I'm surprised I never broke anything. But
I haven't either,
I was convinced
surprisingly.
I
Yeah,
could
me
fly
neither.
back then.
Me
I
neither.
was so
Wait,
convinced.
You've
of
never broken anything, Weston?
It. Well, not
Oh,
back
that
then.
okay. I was like, what about your pinky?
Well, I mean,
I remember
was
that.
actually a fracture,
Oh.
not a proper break.
Well, I mean, a fracture, break.
I did actually
like,
break my
it's-
wrist once.
Okay.
Wait, you and Dan both broke your wrist?
Mine
Yeah,
was
so-
my left wrist. Was that yours?
Mine was right.
Okay, we're good.
Left pinky, right wrist.
I've never broken a bone and I've never had surgery. Those are the two things where I'm like, holy
Yeah, me
crap.
neither.
I haven't either.
I don't have any insurance though, so if I have surgery now, I'm screwed. Like I'm not insured
Yet
at
you
all.
keep eating these things that can cause serious issues.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about the toe of Satan right now.
That's true. I think,
That could be one stupid thing though too. I mean,
You
there's
got a lot of
Or your,
those.
Well,
your
if we're
spicy
going
muffin.
down that road.
yeah,
If we're going down that road, Jordan, this is an endless road.
That's
Yeah,
true.
That's true.
And then there's another story like that I remember as a kid. You know those little tyke cars, like the orange with the yellow tops, like
Yes.
Yep.
I thought they were
You-
red, but go ahead.
whatever color they were, who cares? But anyways, the kid that lived across the street was pushing me in one of those down the sidewalk, and the front tires got caught on a crack, and I flipped that thing, and my forehead, I was in kindergarten, just scraped on the cement,
Ugh.
and it was bad. That's another thing. I had a lot of head injuries that might explain some of the stuff now, but
Explains a lot.
I don't know if it explains enough, though.
well, I mean, okay, so just head injuries I can remember. There might be some I don't. We had that one in kindergarten. We had my brother throwing a metal baseball bat across the backyard and just clobbering me in the back of the skull. That hurt pretty bad. We had for sure 2 concussions playing football in high school.
That you reported or that you actually had?
2
'Cause
that
I had
I report that I
I had a
diagnosed.
Guy, I had a guy in
Never
class
reported
above
any.
me who had like 8 in his high school career and only reported 2 of them because I think if you get 3, you can't play anymore.
Yep.
And so he just reported 2 of them, and he was messed up by the end of high school.
There was actually a kid that had 2 concussions in 7th grade playing basketball, and he was never allowed to play a contact sport ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean that's so I mean it'd be
That
3.
that is a good thing though, because
Yeah, no, it's a
concussions
good thing.
aren't. You
It
shouldn't
is
mess
good.
with them.
No,
Yeah,
you shouldn't. But when I was it was my junior year, we were playing, and it was in Algona, I think. Yeah.
Doesn't even remember.
Well, I don't remember a lot of this. I remember watching the tape and knowing what happened from watching tape.
Huh.
And I grabbed this kid. He was going to try to get the first down. So like I wrapped him up, and I fell backwards with him because if I took him down forward, he would have got the first. So I fell backwards. The first thing to hit the ground was the back of my helmet. And I just kind of like laid there on the tape. You can see this. I lay there for a little bit, and I get up and like kind of start swaying. And I wish I had this video. I don't know where it's at, and it's probably just long gone by this point because that was like 10 years ago.
Maybe Coach Beloit might have it.
He might. I need to ask, like, hey, do you have the tape of me getting a serious concussion and then going back and playing the entire game? Because I did. So I'm on the sideline, and I took a knee, and I was swaying back and forth, and you could see it on tape. And I guess my dad came down. He's like, hey, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Go away. And the coaches were like, Jordan, like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, shut up. Like, just leave me alone. And I went out and played the rest of the game. And then, like, the one thing you're supposed to do with a concussion, don't fall asleep.
Yeah, don't fall asleep.
I slept the entire bus ride home.
Oh, jeez.
The whole way home, I was passed out.
That-
and
That reminds me of a story. So there's a guy grade below me who he would get concussions because he was just crazy. Like he would, he'd try to get all the hits and all that. Well, one game, he'd always take a lot of like ibuprofen before a game. And
10 out of 10.
Who
and
wouldn't?
So then he also got this pretty bad concussion like halfway through the game. Well, we're watching film, that next day or that next Monday, and we see like we're kicking a field goal, and we see him just kind of standing in the wrong spot. Like he's just standing there. Like nobody noticed this during the game, and he just leans over and pukes on the field, and it's just like nobody noticed it, and you just like see him on film standing there, and he goes, just pukes up water, and he's like dizzy like that, like he's just like walking like he's like stumbling back and forth, and like it was bad, and we like replayed it like a few times. Our coach like when we were watching it, he got like the pen and he drew around. He's like, so as you see, this is where he turned around, and this is where it landed.
Like just breaking down the trajectory of the vomit.
It was like breaking down the play, but it was breaking down how he threw up. It was so funny.
All right, so what he did is he turned to the right.
Yeah.
And that's a dead giveaway. There's something wrong.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. It was so funny.
Watching film was the best because he always highlighted and just replayed every time like one of our teammates get leveled or something. That's the best.
Yep.
Like, put it to music and
Yep.
just watch it back and forth.
So the couple times you got hit is what you're saying.
Nope, I didn't watch that one.
See, what we gotta do is just get like a compilation to Boom by POD. Anytime Dan gets hit, boom, here comes the boom.
Or all of our football fails.
all of ours. Oh yeah, except for
I
Weston.
wasn't in football.
That's why I said except for Weston.
So we'll find his tree
I
video.
have probably way more than most. So
There was no such video. Not back then.
being
Dude.
a left
Did-
tackle starting at 165 pounds. I
Yeah,
probably
how
know a
did
lot.
that work?
He went to North
I
Union.
went to
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much explains everything. They're a joke.
Did Logan ever give his story?
What's that?
The acceptable for Twitch embarrassing moment?
Oh,
No, he hasn't.
That's
Okay,
not gonna
so
happen.
we'll move on to that one.
Like I said, I'll tell you later, and then Jordan can tell you guys.
Yeah,
my
but you
story.
said I had one while Dan was talking, or while someone else was.
Yeah, so I kind of two. So the one's pretty short. So I remember we came
It's
up here
going
to
on and
visit. I remember came up here to visit my dad's family one summer, and we went to the campgrounds, and we were sitting hanging out at the fire, and they had one of those like lanterns, like the
Tiki torch?
I think it wasn't a tiki torch. It was like one of those like lanterns. Like I don't know if it was battery powered or if it was actually like like gas or whatever. Well, anyway, I saw it. For some reason, I was like, that looks cool. Let me touch it. And so I pretend this is the.
So wouldn't that be hot? Not cool.
So pretend this pop can is it. Instead of just being like this, seeing if it was hot, I go full grasp it, and I
Firmly grasp it.
I firmly grasped it and just burned my hand. I had like 30-degree burns all of my my whole hand was covered. The whole rest of the weekend, I had to like hold pop cans and like ice packs and all of that. Like my hand was just destroyed.
Firmly grasp it.
But then, so that's the first one. The second one,
Well, how old were you?
when that happened, probably.
Last year,
Yeah, that's
Trevor said.
No, I'd say.
Couple months
gosh,
ago.
I don't know, probably like 5 or 6.
Oh.
It was definitely before I moved, so it was when I was pretty young.
Okay.
I remember but this other one, it happened to my sister actually. So we were, like when we were really little, we'd like our mom would like put us on their bed and we watch TV because we didn't have I think we had one TV in the house, so we'd watch TV in her bed. Well, one time I remember me and my sister were like playing around and we were like falling back in the bed, like we'd stand up and then fall back. My sister did it once, and so she falls forward. And she hits like the bottom of the bed, like because the bottom of the bed came up was like the wood post on the bottom. She hit it with her face right here, broke her nose. Like her whole nose was so swollen.
She could have died.
Like Squidward.
Yeah, she literally it was
Firmly
it was bad.
grasp it.
It was bad, and I was like, I remember it was like, like when like you look at younger siblings and like even like I didn't do anything wrong, but I instinctively went, no, you're okay, shut up, don't do anything, don't say anything,
Don't tell mom.
don't tell mom. I was like, why did I looked back on it? It was like, why did I say that? Because like I didn't do anything wrong. She did it herself.
You like to tell people to shut up, don't you?
He tells me to shut up all the time.
You told Hannah to shut up not too long ago.
Wow, that's rude.
What?
She
Yeah,
was
it was
doing
funny. That's
talking.
really funny. So this was a couple of days ago. We were at I was at Trevor and Hannah's. We were watching Tokyo Ghoul because Hannah hasn't seen it yet, and I wanted to explain something from the manga that Trevor because I've read it and Trevor hasn't. So I was trying to explain something to Trevor, and I didn't want Hannah to hear because I didn't want her to get spoiled. I'm tired because we just played volleyball or whatever. I can't remember what we did, but I was tired. It was a long day. And so instead of being like, "Hey Hannah, don't listen," I said, "Shut up, Hannah." And so she's in the she's like back behind us, and she's like making food or something. Yeah, she was washing dishes, and she's like, I didn't even say anything.
Oh no. I definitely have had a few moments like that where I would tell people to shut up and they weren't saying a word. I'm like, oops, sorry, like
Yeah.
wrong name. Like I apologize. There was one time though too when I was little, my brother and my sister were in the back of the car just, causing a ruckus like kids do. And
Ruckus.
they my mom was like getting really annoyed because they were just fighting nonstop, right? And she goes, and this is kind of the same thing. She goes, if you guys don't behave, there'll be no toys or no video games for anyone when we get home. And I'm like, even me? She goes, yes, you. And then she sat there. She goes, wait, no, you're not doing anything wrong, so I guess not. So it's kind of the same thing,
I would have said no for you, Jordan.
just because it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
you
What
know,
more reason do you need?
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
The
should
last
probably.
one.